Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube. Folks, we are hitting up CKB on the charts today at a super high level. Really quick, if you're not already, follow me on Twitter. This is where I drop charts, news, upcoming videos, things like that. I'm always kind of talking about CKB, Bitcoin, Voyager token, a few others in there. Also, I've gotten some inquiries quite a bit about my Nervos Network NFT that I had minted in some videos several months back. And I've been getting a lot of people that are asking me, hey, how can I get one of these NFTs? So I'm kind of gauging interest to see if anybody wants one of these. Let me know in the comments. Just follow the community tab down to this post and let me know. I will be reserving a certain amount of CKB. It is going to cost you about 200 CKB, somewhere in there. I'm going to work out the logistics of how to charge people, things like that, if I decide to do another mint run. Also, side note, how much gas fees are you willing to pay for an NFT? And I threw this post up a couple days ago, actually a day ago. The overwhelming majority, 67% out of 224 votes, wanted $1 or less. How about that? We can see that some of these other crazy people down here, I don't know if they're just trolling or what, but I don't know anybody that would want to pay $200 in gas fees for a NFT just to acquire it. And so we also put out another post, the only question that matters, Chick-fil-A sauce, McDonald's sweet and sour. Boy, Chick-fil-A sauce came right in with the money shot there. So back to the charts. Let's get into this. We can see a lot of similarities going on right here since the bottoms are in. And that's what I'm hoping. We can see a bottom happened underneath the 50 moving average, underneath the 200 moving average, underneath the cloud. Bottom happened here underneath the 50 moving average, underneath the 200 moving average, below the cloud, above the cloud. We can really see these similarities kind of playing out. Now, I do think that CKB is definitely setting up for another run, and I'm hoping that is the case, simply because I'm going to reiterate what I've said in past videos. The inverse head and shoulders is still on, even though that looks crooked. There is a clear neckline for the most part for the development and structure of an inverse head and shoulders. A lot of times I see a lot of crazy inverse head and shoulders that people are drawing on the charts, and the neckline will just be out of whack. So that's one good indication that you know that you have a solid inverse head and shoulders or head and shoulders pattern, is that if you see the neckline. That's very important. So let's get into the other pattern, which is kind of a byproduct of the inverse head and shoulders. We can see the cup and handle. And this is a great sign to see because it just kind of reiterates that bullish momentum is still prevalent around this time versus back here when the inverse head and shoulders started. So that is great news to see. We are still trading well within the uptrend of a bull market for Nervos or CKB. So that is very important. What's going to happen now? Nobody knows. But this could be doing one of two things. We could be kind of binding up and just getting ready to move upwards, or we could be just kind of maybe taking our time to move upwards. We might see some more higher lows happen if we cannot get past this little resistance point here around the 0.0163-ish level. Currently, price action is at 0.0163. So keep your eyes peeled. We can see the squeeze is on with CKB. So I would assume whenever we break through this trend line here is when I do think that we will be ripping to the upside. I do know that in previous videos I was kind of mentioning how this would be the most opportune lane for CKB to pass through the Ichimoku cloud. And so this would be great to see as well. So let's look at Bitcoin at a super high level, folks, because none of this bullish TA is going to even matter one bit if Bitcoin is not cooperating. And Bitcoin is at a crossroads right now. We have seen Bitcoin kind of stall out, and we've got this nice bull flag pull with somewhat of a symmetrical triangle forming, which indicates that the previous trend will continue. Not always. So you guys have to really kind of keep your, keep your hopes up, but don't rely on this latest price move from Bitcoin to sustain. Let's look at this on a daily chart. We can see RSI is up there, but RSI has been known to really hang up there for quite some time. So we can see that even though the RSI is high on the daily chart for Bitcoin, this thing still can range upwards quite nicely for an extended period of time. The one thing I don't like about Bitcoin right now, and I'm going to give you the two things I like about it. So we can see that there was a rising wedge that has formed. This is something I've been talking about for some time on this channel. And the other thing is we can see price action moved upwards and is sitting right on top of this trend. Now, I was reading somewhere that the last time an ETF launched that was trading Bitcoin was back right at the spike of the 2017 run-up. EFT launched and price action tumbled. And in a video I did a couple weeks back now, I was talking about how bad ETFs are for crypto market. Because now we have Wall Street participating in outside speculation, which will lure them to manipulate the current crypto market, which is already manipulated enough. Hang on with me 1 second here. I just got to take a sip of my water. Because I was out late till 3 in the morning last night, hamming it up. And here I am at 10:30, folks, making a video for YouTube land. But it's important that I come here and make this video. So I'm thinking that we might be in the midst. This is a bearish scenario of a head and shoulders pattern to move to the downside here. If we cannot blow the top off of this rising wedge. So that's very important that we blow the top off this thing. And here's two methods that we might, see, or two circumstances that we may see Bitcoin do that. So if we go ahead and kind of measure from this high here down to this low here, we can see that if this happens, we might be looking at the possibility of an $81,000 Bitcoin if we move to the upside. And I say that because if we do pass this 100% level, I do think that the 127 would be a likely reversal point. And I'm not saying it's going to be the top, but a likely reversal point. The other price that I have here is right around the $65,000 level. And this, folks, is almost a double top on the all-time high. It would be a new all-time high, but at the same time, it would be kind of a double top. But that would be great to see. I would love to see this get straightened out into a channel. But the fact that this is a multi-month pattern dating back to June concerns me. So we've got this nasty bearish pattern dating back to June, July. You can't just kind of throw that away or discount that yet, even though we have moved up significantly. So with that said, folks, I think the market, like I said, it's really at a crossroads right now for Bitcoin. And we are just kind of waiting to see if price action can hold and basically ride its way up this little trend line here. And we might see Bitcoin trade sideways into November. And if we could get some sort of ascending triangle at this point, maybe a month-long ascending triangle, that might be a good indication that Bitcoin is ready to take the next step. So that would be awesome to see. And that's just all speculation. So big shout out to all the Patreons. Thank you so much for watching the channel, for supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon, it's just $3 a month. Get your name, YouTube channel name, business name up on this banner. And if you're interested in joining, there's a link in the description below to the Patreon page. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.